YouTube. What's good, guys? So today I would want to talk about why a playboy is a modern day whore. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry, man. If this message touches you at the heart, I'm sorry, but it has to be said, man. Because the truth cannot necessarily be changed, man, for you to feel better. The truth is the truth. You either adapt or you fuck off. Now, why do I say playboys are the modern day whores, man? Playboys, they pride themselves in having slept with a lot of women, having being with a lot of women, having talked to a lot of women, and having knowledge about women, which is quite true, because for you to sleep with those amount of women that you sleep with, you must have invested a lot of time, energy, and maybe money into shaping yourself into somebody that these women are going to like, man, that these women are going to want to sleep with. But for me, if you ask me, I would say that is channeling your energy into the wrong direction, man. Playboys are not wrong, if only they had a little bit of direction in their life, if they had a counseling, if they only had somebody who mentored them into letting them use their masculine energy in the right sense, into channeling their masculine energy in the right sense, man, their life would have been different, man. Because since they already have that ability to go after women and get them, I believe they already possess charisma and all those things. Do you understand me? But now the whole problem comes with them sleeping with a lot of women. When you start sleeping with a lot of women, you're only telling yourself one thing, that is you are not valuable, man. That is that I do not value myself, and for that reason I feel so okay giving my energy to any and every woman that comes around me, man, that I come across. If she's pretty, if she has a big ass, if she has big boobs, then I would want to sleep with her, man. I do not care what her values are, I do not care what her character is. I just want to get into her panties, man. And that leads to more weakness as a playboy. Playboys think that me getting more women, me sleeping with more women validates me as a man, it validates my masculinity as a man, but not necessarily understand the fact that that is the pure epitome of insecurity and weakness. Because for him to feel whole as a person, he has to exchange his energy with every and anybody who comes across him, man. Do you understand me? The only way he can feel validated, the only way he can feel confident in himself is by conquering and sleeping with a lot of women. And that easily leads to degeneracy, man. It easily leads to them deteriorating. In their younger years, they might look at it like, I'm doing something right, I'm getting praise from my homies, I've slept with this, I've slept with that, I've slept with that hoe, I slept with this hoe, I slept with this hoe, But what they don't understand is they're generally becoming weak, man. And women do not even respect them. Most women just use them to pass time, because women understand one thing innately, and that is simply for the fact that a man who sleeps around, who sleeps everywhere, does not love himself, man. And the only women who is able to attract is also women who are not going to be loving themselves, man. I have nothing against the playboy, I have nothing against the guys who can get women. Kudos to you, man, because trust me, I know it took a lot of work, man, for you to learn, and for you to adapt, and for you to even actually go out there and put yourself in the field for you to get those women, man. My respect to that, man. My only problem with it is the fact that I wish you were also channeling that energy into becoming a better version of yourself, into practicing semen retention and getting to know your masculinity better. But again, I feel like it's all due to a disconnection from within. Simply because he is disconnected from the God within him, he feels that only external forces can validate his existence, man. That only external forces can make him feel worthy as a man. The reason why most men choose to sleep with a lot of women is to get validation, man. Is to get validation that they are important, that they have charisma, they have all those things, man. Not realizing the fact that God and nature has made it that once you follow the rules of nature, man, you are bound to attract all those women that you are chasing after, man. Brokenly, half-heartedly, with your fragmented self, but not realizing that when you get on semen retention, man, you are going to be if you ever choose to go after women on semen retention, you are going to be going after them from a whole point of being, man. You know, you are whole, you are no longer fragmented, and for that reason, man, the women you are going to be attracting on semen retention are going to be different, man. They are going to be high value women. They are going to be women who respect themselves first of all, and who respect you as well, man. Garbage in, garbage out. What is within is always what's going to be displayed on the outside, man. If somebody is kind from within, if somebody has a happy life, if somebody is living a happy life, you are bound to see it on their face, man. Constantly smiling, you know, you are bound to not even see wrinkles on their face, even in old ages, man. Do you understand me? That is because what they live the happy life. That is what, because that is the energy they possess from within, man. And what, that is the result of their face not having so much wrinkles or not being so wrinkled as their counterparts who are of the same age. Do you understand me? So whatever energy you possess within is what's going to seep out into your life, man, and how you react to life and how life treats you in general, man. Do you understand me? So you find the playboy never being satisfied, you know. The ego cannot be satisfied through lust. It is always going to seek for more and more and more and more and more till its destruction, man. And that is why you find men who even have very beautiful and pretty wives at home still go out there and sleep with other women, man. Sleep with women even much more uglier than their wife. It is not because they are seeking pretty, they are not seeking that is to tell you that it is all superficial, man. Because even though they have a very pretty wife, they end up sleeping with women who are not as pretty and do not have so much class as their wives, man. That is to tell you it is not necessarily something out of, I don't know how to say it, but it is more or less out of the ego, and it can never be truly fulfilled, man. Because you sleep with this one, you say, I've tried that one, maybe this one is going to be different, let me try this one. Then you keep on trying, and by the time you realize, man, you yourself do not even realize who you are, man, as a playboy. And that is why you see so many playboys in their old age very, very much alone, you know. Although they had conquered like so many women, so many, like, you know, chicks, hoes, whatever it is that you want to call them, they've conquered so many women, they've slept with so many women, but they do not have any concrete relationship. They do not have concrete anybody who truly loves them in old age, man. That is simply because they have given the truest and the best version of themselves to people who did not matter. And again, I would call this all because of them being disconnected and them not knowing themselves truly, man. The only way a man can get true fulfillment in this life and the one after this life is by going within, man. Retaining your semen, you know, practicing self-discipline, practicing self-control, you know, practicing control over your desires is the only way a man can necessarily attain true fulfillment in this life, man. Because then you see you see the temporariness of everything. You see the temporariness of your desire. You see the temporariness of your sexual desires, man. And for that reason, man, you are no longer going to how do I say, man, you are no longer giving into like unimportant things in life, man. And that is how you necessarily understand that our life is much more than you having sex all the time, you busting a nut all the time, man. And then you start to focus on other important things in life, and by focusing on other important things in life, things of higher purposes like reading more, taking a walk more, taking cold showers, you know, by focusing on those things more, what do you think you're doing, man? You're only living a life of fulfillment, man. You're living a life that is truly worthy of living. But once you keep on giving yourself to every fragmented person you see, because those people who are choosing you, those people who are engaging in casual sex with you as well, they're also people who do not love themselves, man. Deep down, you know, it is lack of self-love that allows somebody to disrespect themselves. Because I do not see anybody who truly loves themselves, man, engaging themselves in such stupidity, man, in such foolishness, man. It is only a sign of lack of self-love, you know. That is sleeping around, man. That is giving your energy, opening yourself up to different frequencies, man, different energies of people, man. Do you understand me? It is only people who do not necessarily like themselves, man. Do you understand? So for you to become a better person, man, you have to start exercising much more self-control over yourself, man, over your desires, over everything that makes you a man. And in doing that, man, you find you find peace, you find self-love, you find self-fulfillment, man. Self-fulfillment, self-love, and purpose never comes from the outside, man. Outside things, outside forces can never truly feel that hunger that you seek within, man. That hunger you have within, the void you feel within can never be filled with outside things, man. You have to learn how to go in, you have to learn how to look within, man. Do you understand? And that is the only way, man, you can become a better person for yourself, for your future kids. That is if you ever choose to have future kids, for your wife, and for the relationship you're going to be having with people in the future, man. Do you understand me? So guys, do not idealize what being a playboy. Look, right now as a young man, you might look at yourself and be like, I'm so boring, I'm this, I'm that, why do I know what have a what exuberant lifestyle? Why am I not into like the nightlife part, being with like so many different women and all that, man? Trust me, man, you are only protecting yourself from unseen dangers, man. Because trust me, the more you give into those things, man, the more you are bound to lead a destructive life, man. It's only called self-destruction for a reason, and that is the fact that nobody ever imposes it onto you, man. It is always imposed by you onto your fucking self. So stop doing those things that makes you feel like you're not necessarily getting anywhere in life. Trust me, man, bro, I am not a saint. Me holding a camera does not necessarily make me he's saying this, he's saying that, so he must be like pure. Nah, bro, me holding a camera is only telling you to try. There's no harm in trying. There's no harm in trying to cultivate new habits as a person, man. So guys, practice much more self-discipline, practice much more self-control. It is going to be hard. I still fail daily, but the battle is never over, man. The battle is only over when you truly master and conquer yourself, man. That is when the battle is truly over. But until then, you have to keep on failing, learning, relapsing, whatever it is, man, till you get better, man. So that's just all I have for you guys today. And if you are new to my channel, you already know what to do, man. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, share it, and let it get to the people who deserve to hear this message, man. I love you guys, and I hope to see you guys in my other videos. Do have a nice one. Ciao.